Well, good morning, everyone. Good to welcome you all here. We have a number of guests and items to discuss. I want to begin with an award that will be presented by the Lima Fire Department today. I want to invite Assistant and Deputy Chiefs Andy Heffner and Brian Berheide up, along with other firefighters, and they have an acknowledgement of unusual action by a citizen of Lima. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm Deputy Chief Andy Heffner. I'm Deputy Director of Personnel for City of Lima, Lima Fire Department. And we're honored to be here today to present a Valor Award, Citizens Valor Award, to Mr. Robert Toney. If you know me, I drift a lot. I'm going to try and do the best I can just to read this, and we're going to get through this, so here we go. First of all, my apologies for Chief Bruce Black and Battalion Chief Greg Kirkendall. Chief Black had a prior engagement, and Chief Kirkendall had a family emergency. Chief Kirkendall is the one who brought this to my attention. He was the actual battalion chief on this fire. It may seem odd that firefighters and fire departments do not want heroes. We want mundane, common emergencies where no one has to take extraordinary risk. It's just property and everyone's out, and you don't need to actually put anybody in harm's way. But as we know, ordinary situations can become dire, and dire very quickly. That is the situation Mr. Robert Toney found himself in, a situation that was going from bad to worse, and action needed to be taken. I will now read a brief description of that evening. On the night of June 2nd, a fire broke out at 1232 West Hazel Avenue. Mr. Robert Toney, who lived across the street, knew that a neighbor was home and was in need of assistance. He left the safety of his residence and made entry in a home on fire. He alerted Miss Karen Ingledew of the fire and helped her evacuate the structure. He then assisted her across the street to his house, where they waited for emergency personnel. Robert's swift action helped the neighbor avoid serious injury or even death. Lima Fire Department, Honorable Mayor David J. Berger, and all of Lima would like to thank you, Mr. Robert Toney, for your brave action that summer night. In addition to his award there, we also have this speech framed, and it's signed by the mayor and by the chief of the fire department. And Mr. Toney, we appreciate all the action that you've taken, because it's citizens like you that make us very, very proud to be firefighters and residents of Lima. Thank you, Mr. Toney. Would you like to say anything? You okay?
Yeah, okay. He will. I should mention Reverend Toney is the pastor at 11th Street Missionary Baptist Church. So he's not afraid of public speaking. Reverend?
Thank you so much for this reward. I want to do the right thing. Sometimes you don't know till the wrong thing happen, and you there could do the right thing. So that's the way things happen sometimes. And you have to be fully alert. And I couldn't help it. I ran over there and yelled out, "The house on fire. Y'all got to get out in there." I had to hail one to lead her out, but the other one could walk, and took them over to my house. And what safety was, the other didn't have on no shoes. I said, "You can get some more shoes, but you can't get another life." So they was unhurt, and they was all safe.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
all
you.
that you've done. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks again, brother.
It's great to join in that acknowledgement of a hero's action. No question that Reverend Toney put himself at risk for his neighbors. Thank you. Also this morning, I want to invite up Lori Nestor, who is involved each year with the WIC program and others involved on behalf of trying to encourage the practice of breastfeeding. And Lori, before I issue a proclamation, do you have any comments?
Sure. We take the first week of August every year is internationally is World Breastfeeding Week. I mean, in the United States, we take the whole month of August. For us, this is still often a vacation season for many of us, so we go the whole month to highlight the importance of breastfeeding for reducing health care costs, benefits to mom and baby for lifelong impact. In this year, one of our special focuses is reminding people that nursing in public, nursing in a business place, and the importance of employers providing pumping space and time for their employees that is federally mandated for many employees, and the nursing in public is actually protected by Ohio law, and yet still around the country, in even some instances in Ohio this summer, we've still had some occasions where moms have been harassed for breastfeeding in a space where they're perfectly allowed to breastfeed. So we want to highlight the importance of educating business employees, including public servants. Sometimes it's, the police are involved with responding to these incidences, reminding that, what the Ohio law is and how to respond. We are happy to help work through some of those responses and figure out how to make your business and being in public spaces a more welcoming place for moms and families.
Very good. So in that context, I would like to offer the following proclamation. Whereas the residents of Ohio are deserving of good health throughout their lives and exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of a newborn life is recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics, and as it provides the best possible start to life in all areas of development. And whereas the health benefits of breastfeeding for the infant include a reduced risk of obesity later in life, reduced risk of sudden infant death syndrome, fewer ear and respiratory infections, a reduced risk of developing both juvenile and type 2 diabetes, and an average increase of 6 points in IQ at age 6. And whereas mothers also receive benefits from exclusive breastfeeding that last a lifetime, specifically the longer mothers breastfeed, the lower their BMI, blood pressure, triglycerides, waist circumference, and LDL cholesterol. Longer duration of breastfeeding also lowers mothers' risk of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. And finally, new evidence shows that mothers who exclusively breastfeed have a lower risk of depression. Whereas a 2010 study published in Pediatrics found that if 90% of new mothers breastfed, the United States would save $13 billion per year in health care costs and prevent more than 900 deaths annually. Breastfeeding also protects the environment by decreasing energy used to process formula and dispose of container waste. And whereas despite these benefits, the CDC 2014 breastfeeding report card found that only 70% of Ohio babies are fed any breast milk, and only 22% of these babies are breastfed exclusively for 6 months as recommended. And whereas the Surgeon General has issued a call to action to support breastfeeding, which in part focuses on the need for communities to increase societal support for breastfeeding. Now, therefore, I, David J. Berger, Mayor of the City of Lima, do hereby proclaim August 2018 as Breastfeeding Awareness Month in our community and urge all residents to join me in encouraging and supporting breastfeeding. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the City of Lima this day of August 2018. Lori, good luck in your work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Josh Unterbrink, who is a co-director of Activate Allen County, is here for information on a Stakeholders Breakfast that's coming up. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. I want to invite the media and remind our stakeholders that we are having our annual Stakeholder Breakfast on Thursday, August 16th at the City Club in downtown Lima. And the focus of our Stakeholder Breakfast this year will be on the 2018-2020 Community Health Improvement Plan, or CHIP as it's also known. Over 27 organizations came together to go through what's called a MAP process to come up with our Community Health Improvement Plan for the next couple years on how we can all come together to make our county and our community a healthier, better place to live. So we want to roll that information out. We're inviting the media to attend that breakfast, and for any of you that have received invitations, we're encouraging you to get those RSVPs in as well.
Okay. Is there a ticket or
It's
cost?
it's a free event. It is a stakeholder event, so we have invited key stakeholders and partners throughout the community through our work. We've, like I said, worked with over 27 different individual entities, and we want them, their boards, and those that are working towards community health to come and find out how they can get involved. If you have any questions or would like to find out more information about either the CHIP or the breakfast, you can please contact Activate Allen County at 419-222-6045, or you can email me directly at Unterbrink at Activate Allen County, or you can email Kayla Montfort at Montfort at Activate Allen County, and we can get you all that information.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the Northside Neighborhood Association is going to have a party in the park, and Gail Lovett is here to provide the details. Good morning.
Good morning. As the mayor said, I'm Gail Lovett. I'm with the Northside Neighborhood Association. This is Roger Work, our president, and our CLP officer, Eric Miracle. We're having a neighborhood party in the park on Saturday, August the 11th, from 5 to 8 o'clock. And it's basically just to get people in our community involved in our neighborhood association and bring awareness in the neighborhood and get everybody involved in being around and taking pride in our community. So that's all.
What time is it?
It is from 5 to 8, and we will have Officer Miracle will be in our dunk tank, and we'll have hot dogs and hamburgers and a slide and cornhole games, bingo, and all kinds of fun.
Any sort of RSVP, or people
Nope.
should just show up?
We just want everybody to show up. You don't even have to be in the north side to participate. We'd like everybody to come.
Very good. Gentlemen, any comments? No comments.
She's got it all.
She's got it all. All right. Very good. Thank you. And our Chief Park Ranger, Randi Kohli, is here regarding, I think, what is maybe the second Riding with Rangers, third Riding with Rangers event. Randy?
Thank you, sir. August 14th, Tuesday, August 14th, from 6 to 7, we're leaving again from Stadium Park. We had a great turnout the last time on July the 10th. It is always the second Tuesday every month. We'll be doing it August, September, and October, and it's Ride with the Rangers. We want to use our bike pass. Our bike pass are very clean, very taken care of, very well by the city, and we want to make sure that people are out enjoying them, biking and walking and enjoying along with us. So we're going to ride for an hour on again August the 14th, and we'd like for you all to be a part of that. Bring your bikes. We don't provide bikes. And come ride with us. We'll have a good time. Thank you, sir.
Terrific. Thank you. As a part of that, I just want to mention that we have closed a portion of the bike path due to construction at Simmons Field. Essentially, there's now a detour for anybody on the bike path as you approach the Collett Street. You'll need to leave the bike path and essentially divert around Simmons Field to the opposite side on Metcalf Street, or coming back, vice versa. And that is a circumstance that will remain until springtime. We want the public to be aware that that's needed in order to, because of the excavation and other construction activity there makes it unsafe for folks to be traveling that portion of the bike path. But otherwise, we want to encourage everybody to join the park rangers on their ride. Autumn Swanson from our neighborhood specialist is here regarding MiniGrants. Good morning.
Well, good morning. I'm here to talk about Make a Difference Day MiniGrants. And Make a Difference Day is one of the largest annual days of service nationwide. It happens once a year. It happens in October. It's going to be on October 27th this year. And what we are offering is 10 MiniGrants up to $500 each. And these MiniGrants are available to neighborhood associations and nonprofit associations within the city of Lima. And what we are looking for is for people to use this $500 to make an impact in their neighborhood or where their business or nonprofit is located, that they're able to make an impact by doing a project that makes a difference and can continue to make a difference in years to come. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people that want to make a project that's going to be something different. For example, last year, Northside Neighborhood Association, they fixed up a neighbor's home. They utilized that grant and used it as leverage as well to get more funds to help fix up someone's home, which I think did probably impact her life. So definitely, if you are interested in those grants, you can call me for eligibility. I can also get you the grant. It's also available on our website. So I hope everyone wants to participate in this and make a difference in our community.
Very good.
Thank you.
Autumn. And lastly, City Finance Director Steve Cleaves is here. He's got some good news to share about an exercise that we conducted yesterday. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we did enter into a reverse auction yesterday for electrical services for the city of Lima. We were authorized to do that on Monday by City Council. We utilized a firm in Houston, Texas called EMEX. They are a procurement specialist, and they provide analytical services and a special software package that allows online active bidding by power suppliers, retail suppliers across the country. So we watch the bids come in for providing electrical services for the next 12, 24, 36, or 48 months. And the winner of the auction was a firm called MP2. It's a shell company. They're headquartered in Woodlands, Texas, which is very near Houston. And they came through with a price that is going to save us over 8% over a 4-year period. And we selected the longest period available to lock in a certain rate and a very low rate for the longest period of time. It provides budget certainty, and it is a risk strategy to lock in those prices. Gas prices now are extremely low. We have a rate under this new contract of $44.21 per 1,000 kilowatt hours. And that's going to save us over $400,000 during this period. So we had a very good result. We need to continue to have good results like that across all of our activities throughout the city. We need to save money in our budget process, which is upcoming. We need to look at ways to increase our revenues. We've started early this year, actually this month, with the departments reviewing their budgets with a view towards constraining expenditures in 2019. Our spending and revenue activity for this year to date is pretty much on target, but we have a target that anticipated a drawdown in our cash balances. We have a very healthy cash balance that can see us through a potential slowdown or recession. And we have purchased a lot of capital this year, over $3 million worth, primarily safety services and streets, a lot of rolling stock, fire trucks, ambulances, the improvements to the building where the courts and LPD is operating, and that's going to put a strain on our budget going forward. We are borrowing for all of that capital spending, but we do have to pay that off over a number of years. So next year, we're going to tap on the brakes a bit to ensure that going forward, the city stays in strong shape. I'm sure we can do that, and this good news on the electric auction, saving the $400,000 is a very good start. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. This is, I believe, the third time that we've participated in the reverse auction process with MX, and each time we've ended up with really terrific outcome. And so this actually gives us, we currently have a contract in place for our electrical supply and for the next year, and this will be for the 4 years following the current year. So gives us, as Steve said, a very fixed, predictable cost base for what is a large, I think our total electricity buy for all city operations is about $1.2 million. So being able to save 8% is a significant amount. I believe that's all that we have for today, so we'll break down for interviews. Thank you very much.